everybody. I'm Rebecca Gunter, and you're watching Episode 8 Values, Core and More on Business in the Raw. More and more, defining our core values as businesses and entrepreneurs is one of the most important things you can do to define a brand. But they also buy from people who share core values. Once you define your core values, there's almost nothing you can't do with your business because your brand isn't hinged on what you can do, the services you offer, the value you provide, because your business is no longer branded on your experience, your portfolio, or the services you offer. Instead, it's branded to who you are and what you're all about, allowing you to expand, pivot, pilot, redirect, do anything that you want without compromising audience loyalty because you've created a connection with core values. Core values are more than just a single word. Excellence, service, integrity. That's just a single word that can mean anything to anybody and frankly means nothing. Your action phrases should inspire your people, colleagues, potential clients, leads, collaborators, folks giving a referral to another person who doesn't know you yet. Your values are what they will talk about. Your values are what they remember. Now let's go find out Janine's core values and bake them into the DNA of her brand development. All right, Miss Janine.
Yeah.
Today, what I'd really like to do is just do some simple brainstorming around the idea of core values.
Okay.
I know in business, core values is something you hear all the time. And I think that there's never been a more crucial time in our history, the apex we're at with business, where core values couldn't be more important. The reason is one is that people really do want to work with someone that they know and understand.
Yeah.
And I've found that when you take the time to define core values, it does a lot for people on your team to be able to rally around ideas,
Mm,
for your potential clients or partners out there to connect with you on a deeper level. And I've also seen it do this really remarkable thing where if you want to pivot from one like business model to another
yeah.
and you use core values to create the connection rather than the business model. I only got hamburgers here before and
Yeah.
now you sell pizza. If you are like core values are around like ingredients and I'm getting off the
Sourcing where you get your
yeah,
your
then it
vegetables or
does
whatever.
exactly. Then it
Yeah.
doesn't matter whether you're hamburgers or pizza, but if you're like a whole brand is built on the thing you deliver,
Yeah.
it can be hard to pivot. And so I just find that the more sophisticated brand presentations that have a lot more gravitas and like
Mm,
stickiness and depth and development that people can really start to instantly recognize, it's worth doing the work of defining what your core values are. And
exactly.
particularly for you, how you're in this space of having this kind of moral integrity
Yeah.
and do no harm. That's super important that we talk about what your core values are and it gives you something to stand extra tall on.
Yeah. Thank you for that. Yeah. I love
And
that.
indeed, the final thing I'll say about that is like alluding back to we've never had a more important time in our history for core values. That's because with AI and stuff, you don't even know if you're reading something that
Well,
was written or spoken by a human being. So I think that it's just as we start to embrace the AI revolution,
yeah.
there's if you want to build an authentic and genuine brand, you're gonna have to really talk about core values.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's where we're at today. They don't have to be something that is like big and ostentatious. They
Mhm,
can
okay.
be. For example, I have a client who one of their core values is be your kid's mom.
Yeah.
And so that value is really reflecting what being an example to future generations and
Yeah.
just be your kid's mom. So it can be that informal and personal, or it can be something that's more like that you would expect to see in business. So
Yep.
that's
I
really the
love
end
that.
game that we're trying to get to. What I'd love to do is just brainstorm with you as
Okay.
many as we can think of. And then when we get together in our next session, and by the magic of television, that's like in 20 minutes,
Exactly.
I'll present you with a laundry list of core values. Like I'll just as many as I can think of,
Yeah.
and then we'll go and prioritize and strike, and we'll come up with a list that's between no less than five and no more than seven.
Okay,
And
that
those will
sounds great.
become like the Janine Sound Experience core values. And then I'll
Yeah.
write a little piece of narrative for each one so we can use it in your marketing.
That sounds like a fabulous plan, and you're right, the way we think of core values, like in business, sometimes is a little bit different, and to have that opportunity to really fine-tune who it is I am, and no matter what happens, what changes that need to be made in the business, I can all and you said pivot, and, a great term. I'm pivoting based on all of that I'm bringing with it, which is that foundation, so I'm excited about this part of the process.
It's fun. This is fun because we're just going to brainstorm. And I'm going to use my notes that I've taken for day one and what I know about you
Mm.
and your positioning, some of your messaging. And I'll just use all of this to create this basically copy repository that we'll go in and pick our favorite flowers from.
Okay. Ooh.
Oh, no. A little note about core values, how I do them.
Yeah.
Perhaps you've seen core values in business that are like one word that mean nothing, like
Yeah.
integrity,
Yeah.
excellence, service. Like they mean nothing.
Uh,
I'm trying to get to an action phrase. So embrace this or do that or realize this or something that has some sort of like phraseology to it
yeah.
that allows you to really have meaning. So that's my end goal, but you don't have to worry about constructing it that way. Just know I'm listening for concepts and phrases rather than single words.
Okay.
So
Whoa.
I'm just gonna talk to you
All right.
and
Please.
take notes with my purple Sharpie.
Rap on, man. Rap on.
Wrap on. All right. I know some things that are super important to you and that I feel are a core value to any project that you take on or any client that you're looking for. So I'm going to rattle off a few that I think are already here. That's really do no harm,
Yep.
have integrity, or embody integrity,
Yeah, I like that. Yep. Yep.
embodiment.
Embodiment. Yeah.
I think being genuine is extremely important to you.
Yeah, it is.
And I think that being pure of heart a little, and then maybe that's around do no harm.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that is the pure of heart, that it has to resonate in a way that doesn't break who I am. Yeah. Pure of heart. Yeah. Anyway, I was going to go into another space, but yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Now this
Yeah.
is your time.
Okay.
Just start talking.
I tell myself I have to be careful that, okay, we use terms like pure of heart, right? And I know what it means, but and I know a lot of this is your work because you're so good in the copy editing space, but what it means for me is that what projects that I engage myself with, that it has to align with, yeah, what my true beliefs are about life, about just mankind, and truly, and sometimes with rose-colored glasses, that we really do have an opportunity to to align ourselves in some of the gray spaces. I really believe that. I know that there's a far left, I know there's a far right, and not always just politically. I just mean even how we're raised, the environment that we live in and all that. But I do believe that there's this gray area that states that we are of mankind. Let's figure out from there what kind of, if it's messages, what kind of product delivery, how we deliver, how we that speaks to, don't forget that we are human. And to me, that's really what that pure of heart means. That if we can maintain that foundation of who we are, I do think that, yeah, yes, change can happen, but I think it's a great starting point that we often forget. That's in business, in voiceovers, and the work that I plan to pursue, and I hope others feel that same. I was speaking to a friend today about just having a more empathetic heart toward other people. Be just a little bit more considerate. Sometimes it's hard given the situation, but for me, that's what pure of heart means. Bringing it back to a core value, but back to a core understanding so that we can work from there. I do believe that I believe it in my heart that we all can get there. We just have to use the words. It's like, I really want to meet you somewhere. Let's figure that out. Where's that meeting place? Where's the water hole? Where, yeah.
Can you talk a little bit more about we've got to come from a place of understanding? For you, what is that understanding you need people Like when you're genuinely having an authentic interaction with somebody where you feel like that was super positive and you say, we need to have an understanding
Yeah.
and be of mankind. Can you talk
Yeah.
a little bit more about what that understanding would look or feel like?
Yeah, that's interesting because for me, and I'm going to take you a little bit down memory lane. I grew up in a time where we watched Phil Donahue. And if anybody doesn't know who he is, look him up. Anyway, one of the first talk show hosts that at my age that I'd even cared to watch. And he would bring people together over topics similar to Oprah and others do today. But some may remember of my era, you may remember that there were women in his audience, and there were women that he was simulcasting, I think, with in Russia, right? And he asked them, hey, to each look in their purses to see what they're carrying, so that trying to build that commonality. And some of the same things existed. I think fingernail clip, lipstick, whatever. So for me, it's finding what that center ground is, even in business, and being able to present, yes, as an African American woman, but then as a woman, as a woman of, yes, of faith. And not to say someone's going to hire me just because we share a faith, but look at the person, uh, all that I bring on a more holistic level to a project, and not be limiting. Don't limit yourself based on, oh, we're looking for someone who has this, that, and the other. I can speak to those things because those things I know I have in common with your audience. Give us the chance to convey that through our ability to deliver a sound, a voice, a message. Yeah, I feel like I went around the rose bush and then back again, but
No, all around the mulberry bush,
yes,
red, just
the
breaking out and in all around the mulberry bush
yeah,
line.
yeah, I remember that, but it's just that common ground. We share, we're more alike, so cliche,
Now
we are
keep going.
but we are more alike than we are different. We just often don't get a chance to talk about it. When if I'm in line with someone at a, I don't know, a grocery store or whatever, what are the things that I bring up? Okay, I'm looking at their child. The child wants chips and the mom says no. First thing I say is that, oh my gosh, I've been there. My kids are now 30 something, but I've been there. Then we can have a conversation about just about anything because we've built that foundation. What where I'm struggling right now in this conversation, because I know what we're doing here, is figuring out what is that in how I present myself, or in defining that core value, because we started from pure of heart and me wanting to describe, or yeah, describe what that means for me, and it means just that center point, and starting from there, and knowing that I have a willingness to figure out more about, let's say, my client's client, so that I can speak in a tone that delivers to your audience, because I believe that there's a common ground there. Oh my god, I got my hand in the air as if I'm, like, on campaigning
Wave
or
your
something.
hand in the air like
I
you just don't
don't
care.
care. Exactly. Or campaigning. I wanted to start doing like this.
Oh yeah, give us the signature
Oh, yeah,
PowerPoint clicker,
that's right, yes.
or the triangulated hand
Oh,
position.
yes.
It's another
Yes,
beauty.
yes, it is.
It's
That's
another
right.
beauty.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, I think that I got a lot out of that little rant,
Wow.
which is pretty good. How can you just talk a little bit, even if you close your eyes and think about what kind of clients who are really in the zone with you in terms of me being willing, leading with curiosity, being willing to empathize, and what do you think would be important? What do you think is going to be really important to your clients that are going to also be really important to you? So if it's meet people where they are, just brainstorm with me a little bit
Ah,
about what they're like.
whoa, yeah, yeah. It's funny that you chose that song because that's the era that I grew up in, and I think part of my values and all of that, it derives from the peace movement, and believing that he ain't heavy, he's my brother.
He
Um,
ain't heavy.
he's my brother. Yes, and I remember going to see the Carpenters, and I was in I was into that whole zone, I think, before my parents even realized I was. At a very young age, it just felt right. So clients that have a vibe that's a bit that's open to, I don't know, open to
Maybe
open
even
to
just maybe even just being open.
yeah, just being open to and realizing that it's a whole damn society out there that you could potentially reach. Yeah, you're going to use your data. Yeah, I know we talked about this before. Of course, to get as close as you can to your core audience, because who wants to waste time? Who wants to waste money and trying to reach like everyone? But to know that there's some things happening on the fringe that's also part of your society or your group that you hopefully, and again, we're talking about the vibe of that client, that you're willing to say, you know what? I never thought about that. So if I'm presenting, if I'm pitching to a client, I've also done my homework. I've also identified some of those fringe areas to just be open to because I'm working as hard as you are, and you have and believe that to learn who your client is, but asking that you be open to, I don't know, just it's just an open, yeah, open thinking. The peace movement, the I know people say tree huggers, but just people are like, yeah, man, let's figure it out.
Let's make
Let's
more
figure it out
pie.
together. Yeah, let's make more. Yes, exactly. We put it all together and then we all have some. And seriously, I am that is who I am. And the more I talk to you and the more we work together, the more we get together. But the more I realize that the core of me, it comes from being a 60s, 70s child. I believed it all. From my friends to I didn't just hang with a certain group of people. I grew up in a very diverse community, and I saw where you know what? God, I saw that it was possible. I saw that it was possible for me to go to school with many Jewish friends, friends of other faiths and whatever, and we still met on the kickball field. We still I didn't play hockey, but I had a lot of friends that played hockey and whatever, and people of diverse backgrounds all on the court together on the field. I didn't play hockey on the field together, particularly field hockey, and but I saw how we work together in a school setting because it's possible. And you know what? I think we've gotten away from it. I am going to get on the soapbox about this because I really do think that we've gotten away from just taking a chance based on who we know man is. We are social beings. We have a desire to reach out to each other and to gain some common understanding. And unfortunately, and I'm not trying to be political, I don't even but unfortunately, what we've seen over these last 10, 15 years, even before then, yeah, I'm not overlooking anything that happened in this country's history and my people's history, not overlooking it. But I'm saying we don't have to look far to see in our own lifetimes that disagreeing has made it more difficult to even move forward. I believe that we can.
All right, let's flip the script and think about future voiceover artists that might be with the agency some kind
Mm,
of way. What kind of vibe did they need to have?
youthful, and I don't mean an age. Youthful meaning thinking outside of the box, who potentially you could use your voice box to support in their work. Also believing in in that we can make an impact in the future of how messages are delivered. Yeah, delivered of all different ages, age groups, diversity in terms of ethnicity, but also environmental, like where you grew up, place, bringing everybody, people. I say everybody, but bringing people to the table that have experiences that I have not a clue about. That it helps to build the capability statement of this organization because you lived a thing, because your voice needs to be heard as well. because you're part of the society. You're part of mankind. You also have compassion. You're compassionate about whatever. Who else are we? I'm not expecting everyone who works with the Janine Sound Experience to have the whole sustainable lifestyle and whatever, but there's ways to just to be open to how we live, how we live on a day to day, that we have there's a thumbprint there that we can manage even at our hey, I'm even working on some other things around sustainable travel and how simple it can be, but being more thoughtful about how we travel. So how did I get there? Just seeking people who want to contribute to society in a way that perhaps they assume other organizations don't really care about. And trust me, I know there's a lot of organizations out there that really are shaped in from that same fiber. But that's who I want to bring with me. Those types of thinkers. Mm,
Tell me, I love this. What when you say those types of thinkers?
yeah, thinkers about the earth. Okay, I'm gonna get real crunchy. The earth and the impact that we can have, both on a living social on a social level. I know I'm gonna miss something. Social, lifestyle, which is really social, that your voice, that your voice does matter.
I'm just
I
gonna
don't
throw
know.
out there that I think that your people are givers.
Yeah, you have to be you yeah, and be free. Feel free to be a giver. I've talked to my daughter, like, about relationships and things like that, and I said, "One thing I will tell you," and I've said this many times, particularly to her, "Don't be afraid to give in fear that you're gonna regret having given."
I had to make that was a very tough lesson for me to learn. Was
Okay.
I gonna stop making birthday cake just because I had some sort of attachment to the outcome? And I really had to decide, are you gonna stop making birthday cake so that no one gets any,
Wow.
so you don't get shafted in the future, maybe? Or are you
Yeah.
gonna make birthday cake without expectations because that's who you are?
Yes.
It was not easy because you really had to think, yeah, fuck them. I ain't
Yeah.
making birthday cake for nobody. Like
Yeah.
it's easy to fall down that rabbit hole, but then you take
Yeah.
away like the best part of yourself.
Exactly. And I want and so the body of people who will be a part of this organization, you have to believe that your giving will not be in vain, to use some almost biblical, but it really does boil down to golden rule. Do others as you want others to, and don't be afraid to do that. Give unto others, be unto others as you would like others to be unto you. And here, I want this space. I'm so glad I don't have a mic up here, but that this space to be free enough for you to give and not be fearful you're gonna get trampled on because you're a giver. We get too much of that in other parts of our life, and yeah, this is the creative space. Who wants to get trampled on and be told that, "No, that's worthless, that's not" no,
Or
give.
for I think for other brands also or personal brands as well can also take this like way to the pendulum can swing the other way
Wow.
where being a giver is just a marketing shtick.
Ye
If you have to Instagram giving a meal to someone who is unhoused, there's something really gross about that.
it
Or
is.
if the only reason you're donating to a charitable cause or championing something is so that you can gain the PR from that, and you won't do it without the PR. That's the to
Yeah.
me, if you won't do it without the PR or without
Okay.
the camera,
Yep.
then you're not really doing it at all. In
Nope.
fact, it's humiliating, I think, to the person or the
Yeah.
organization that you're like helping. So
Totally agree. I I I t I totally agree because it either is who you are or it isn't, and you're right. Even if the camera is not there, would you still be that organization? Do you still Are you hiring the kind of people that feel the same way that you do? I'm still gonna try to give a shirt off my back or at least one in my closet that, that I even if you could use it. People say, "Shirt off my back," or something I can't use anymore. Sometimes you take that shirt that you can use or you would wear tomorrow and you still give it away. Anyway, I digress. But yeah, I think there's
and permission to be a giver.
Yeah.
without recognition. Instead of dance like no one's watching, give like
Yes.
no one's watching.
No one's because that's part of that pure of heart, right? That's coming from your heart. Whether or not you saw someone drop a wallet, and again, I feel like it's just being so corny, but aren't you gonna run? Aren't you gonna go grab it and get that person before they get on the train? Aren't you gonna be ma'am, you're going to do it regardless because it's who you are. You're not gonna look around and go, "Damn, am I the only one who saw that thing drop?" No, it's just who you are. And you don't you want I want people around me working with me and helping me grow as we help each other that's based on that freedom. And no, I'm not wearing rose-colored glasses, and I don't I'm gonna be honest with you. I've had even colleagues, she just say, "There she is with those rose-colored glasses." Yep, that's me. It is. Yeah, there's sometimes when you gotta check yourself and go, "Okay, am I being, realistic?" But I do think in this space, it's as real
Yeah.
as real gets.
My kid said to me once, three, like maybe 12 years old,
Huh.
Mom, you put everybody on a pedestal and just see the good. And I see the world how it really is. And that was like really profound to me that, well, like, one, it's pretty insightful.
It
And
is.
two, damn, I'm sorry that you see the world how it really is, because that must be a bummer. Am I disappointed sometimes when I put someone up on a pedestal or look at them through rose colored glasses and then I realize,
Yeah.
yeah, that's not real. Like, that's not
Yes.
really true. It that absolutely
Uh,
happens, and I'm like, I feel stupid. I thought I was a good judge of
I
character, but at the end of the day, I'd rather make those kind of mistakes than overlook someone who was genuinely a
Yep,
good person
me too.
by having this. That's just how the world is
Yeah, that's right,
kind of
yeah.
attitude.
Nope, and I know that reminds me of something, I just can't put my mind I can't stick to it right now, I can't think of what it is, but totally true. I'd rather, "Hey, let me wear if you think I'm wearing rose-colored glasses, but I'm not, it's just who you are, it's just who we are, it's just who we are." And I'm okay with that. I'm okay like that. In corporate America, although I spent a lot of time in federal government, but I also worked, in other big nonprofits and which felt sometimes like corporate America. And that's okay because you get a lot of bennies in that space. I'm not complaining. So, but sometimes when you work in those environments, you don't think you change, but you do anyway. But one of the big nonprofits I was fortunate to work with, it was all about social change. And I think that's where I've really found my what do you call it? My moxie or whatever.
Your
Uh,
Monday morning moxie.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, did. I really did. And I realized that there are people like me. I found my group. And we're still, many of us are still friends today because we found each other. Yep. Doing some of the similar work, still engaged
Mhm.
in community and still caring about people and yeah,
Oh, I love that. I care about people.
yeah.
All right, shoot me some things that you absolutely love about gardening, because I can't imagine that at least one of these core values isn't going to have a gardening thing to it. So, shoot me a few things that you love about gardening.
Mm.
What's so cool about it?
Oh god. Okay, I'll just go. What I love about gardening, I love planting a seed and watching something grow. I do. I love nurturing it. I do. I love the smell of the soil. Gardeners don't say dirt, they say soil. And I love that. I love the smell of dirt. I always have, just to let you know, growing up, I loved it. I love it. I love being able to share what I grow. And if anybody's ever grown zucchini as well as I, you can't hardly eat as much zucchini that grows. You have to give it away. And it feels good. It feels good because I am giving back. And yeah. And nothing beats the taste. I am still choosing June bearing strawberries from my garden still today, and they are delicious. I had my daughter, she's been eating them like in her yogurt, and she's, "Mom, it really does taste different." Just that natural, doing what comes wow, doing what comes natural to me in the most natural state it's possible, starting from a seed. Even if I go to one of the big box stores or to a local garden shop and knowing that the people around me I love I may be getting off a little bit, but I love going to a garden shop and these people are like me. Again, that's that common ground. We're whether or not they're choosing flowers or they're choosing vegetables or whatever, we have something in common. We wanna see it grow, we wanna nurture it, we wanna that's a common ground. That is a common ground. Oh my god. I love it. I love it. I can hang out in there and I always meet up with someone. We always then you see them in line and you're still talking and I love it. It's just
Shared passions.
yeah, oh yeah, you're good. That's it. It's shared passion. Once you have that meeting point, you can go just about anywhere. Because then you talk about your kids. You're telling, oh, I had my granddaughter in the garden with me the other day. As a matter of fact, we were planting these things. This is why I'm here again. I met up with a lady. That's why she was back again because her granddaughter really didn't do a great job. It was just the experience. But then she came back again to pick up some other plants. But that yeah, shared passion. Yeah, shared joy.
Yeah. You
Wow.
talk a lot about joy, actually.
I it does matter to me. Do you know I used to work with people, they would say, "Why you are always so happy?" And I go, "Not really. It's just that" and I can say this now, I don't think I would say that to anyone, what I'm about to say. We hear from our therapists say, "You gotta choose your joy, you have to whatever." I just actually prefer to live in joy. I prefer it. Now, look, you've seen sorrow, I've seen sorrow, anybody who's watching this, you've seen it. But I return to joy and I go, "Okay, A, if it's a situation I can't control or whatever," and I go, "How can I get back to a space where, hey, I'm a bit more in control, I'm managing on a day to day. What is the" that's a joy, a place of joy. I can think, I can be more creative, I can whatever. Joy matters to me, and the joy I mean, but in my faith, the joy of the Lord is real for me because it means that I'm casting my my cares really on him who loves me. And I know this is for someone's like, oh, she's about to get churchy, but it's just what I believe that I don't have to live in heaviness. Do you know what you know what I'm saying? I
I
don't
do.
yeah, I don't have to.
This
When
just ain't that.
this ain't that. Now this I don't know if this may not make it to the on the video the recording, but when we when my husband passed and we were my mom the car comes to pick you up or whatever, we had some kind of van thing, and it was me, my mom, my sister, brother, and Keenan and Brianna, and we're going driving to the church, and I just broke out in song. It was sunny, and I wasn't fooling myself. It's not like I still wasn't sad or because I was. But I started singing, "This is the day that the Lord has made. This is the day. This is the day that the Lord has made, that the Lord has made. I will rejoice. I will rejoice and be glad in it." Glad. And then my family started singing. Keenan Bree really didn't know a lot about it. They heard it, but my family, my mom, my sister, my brother started singing. And in that moment, I remember thinking, Is it is this weird? Should I?" But I had to sing. That was joy. That was joy for me. That was joy in the midst of sorrow. That's what that was all about. It was joy in the midst of sorrow, and I believe I can have both. Sometimes the sorrow can dominate. Of course, we're human, but I try to find that space, and I go, "But that's where I wanna be. That's where I wanna be. That's the North Star." Yeah, joy is a North Star for me. It really is. Mhm. That's funny 'cause it ah, God, I love it. I'd rather be kind, and not to say that if someone really crosses me that I don't say, "That just wasn't cool." You get I don't know, you need to check that, but honesty anyway, I'm getting too I don't wanna start sounding like I'm holier than thou because of that ain't who I am. Just being who I am and choosing definitely choosing joy, and I want people around me They don't or you don't all have to be all happy-go-lucky or whatever, but choosing to find, "You know what? Let's figure it out." Resolution based. Let's be resolution based is like a joy, right? It's a space where it's okay. We already know what the issues are. Let's figure out now what we're gonna do. How are we gonna change it? I'm going back to that big nonprofit space. That's how we functioned. I did and I'll make this really quick, but I did a survey, and I could have said this in another video. I don't know, around careers, changing careers, and all that kind of stuff, and just trying to. One of the questions, as a part of this survey, one of the questions asked was, where or when in your career did you really feel like you were at the height? Where you felt like you were, now I'm adding words here, like in control and you really loved it. It was that space, that social change environment. Because that's all we focused on was social change from health, from internet, from, and I worked on the domestic side of the house where we had international space and everybody was working toward change because we felt it was possible. I feel it's possible, and I know there are organizations out there that feel the exact same. And choose me once you get to know me, because you'll see I am who you are looking for. So,
I know that's right. You're who I'm looking for.
hey, you're who I'm looking for. Hey, I found you.
We found common ground and a
We
place to meet in the middle.
Yes, we have. Yep.
Let's do this. Let's do the same thing about singing for you. So, what do you love about it, or what's awesome?
It's awesome that I'm blessed to have a voice that I'm not afraid to use. I can stand flat foot in any space and sing. I love the joy that it brings people. I love the immediate response, and I don't mean instant gratification, but the response when I have an opportunity to speak to people after wherever I sing. And I was going to say show, but it's not like I do a lot of shows. I don't want to paint that picture. And what it does for people as well. I grew up in a musical family. We all sang or either played an instrument. My grandfather started our group, Smith family, the Clifton Smith family singers, and we were good. A lot of my family still sings in Cleveland. And what I get from that is also knowing, see, I can't, how can I put this without sounding arrogant? I can't fail with singing because it is not it's a part of who I am, it's a part of my fiber, but what you get is what you get. You get the emotion of the song that I've chosen to convey and to share it with you in that way. I cannot lose. You may not receive it that way, but I can't lose because I'm giving you the best that I have. Giving you the best that I got. I'm giving you the best that I got in that moment. Maybe a note might have been off a little bit, but I'm giving you the best. So I get a lot of joy really through singing. I mean, I sing all day. I'm in my recorder. I can't say that I have anything published, but writing music and recording, and I just love it. And I do love the joy that it gives other people. I received this award in Cleveland the other early May, and I opened up. It was on my heart to open up with a song, and because it was a group of us being awarded just from our lived experience. It was Women of Excellence, Women of God and Excellence. I hope I got that right, Dana, if she ever sees this. But truly, the song that was on my heart was, I don't know if you've ever heard it. It's If It Had Not Been for the Lord on my side, tell me where would I be? Boom, ba-doom, ba-doom, ba-doom. Where would I be? And I didn't sing the whole song, but that's how I felt in that moment because of just my life. I've had a wonderful life, had sorrows, but when you look back, for me in my faith, that song spoke volumes. And then I started to speak. And people, because it's a song a lot of folks know, they started singing, and I had to give them the sign that we do in choir, in the choir setting. "Oh, no, I'm gonna end. I'm only gonna sing that one verse. I'm gonna end." But it was easy. because it was from my heart. Yeah. Anyway, I felt like I'm
Congratulations on that award, and that's
Thank you.
such a beautiful story.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for sharing it.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. Did I answer your question?
You did. Was there anything else that you thought of? Oh, I wished I'd said this one thing. I can only show you like how many
Oh my God.
I've written down since you've gotten here. Oh, look, there's what? There's one more page. Oh,
My
what? There's one more page.
No way. No way. And anybody that's listening, they're like, no, I believe it because she kind of went on and on and on.
This is
So
important though. Your core values are super important.
they
And if we
are.
don't talk about music, we don't talk about God, if we don't talk about gardening, if we don't talk about people, if we don't talk about change, if we don't talk about joy, then your core values are again based on your products and services. And that
Yeah,
is not the bridge that we need for entrepreneurial excellence.
that's true.
So you've given me so much to play with. What I'm going to do is come up with, like I said, come up with a laundry list of them. I mean,
Yeah.
we're probably going to have, I don't know, 20 at least, maybe to look
Wow.
at. I don't want to overwhelm us. And
Yeah.
some of them will be like, oh, that's actually
That's
a live through song. And that's actually sing out loud.
yeah.
We'll figure that out. But that will be my job to do. And then the ones that will feel right to you will emerge to the top and you'll be able to recognize them. And it'll give you the words that
Yeah.
you can believe in and that other people can believe in too.
I truly hope so. And you were asking if there's anything that I maybe that I didn't say, and I'm trying to figure out if there's something that I missed. But at the core is it is truly music. I'm so glad you mentioned that because it's just very important to me that I always have it. And I know when I don't have it, when I haven't listened to music, even when I'm working or whatever, it changes my whole vibe. But and everybody that I work with doesn't necessarily have to have a love for music, but having a love for something like I do, that passion, we talked about that, right? What are your passions and how can we work together to enhance that part of you? Because I know that's where we thrive. So I do. I want to live in a space. I want to work in a space where I'm thriving. Yeah, there's always going to be deadlines. Yes, there's always going to be tough clients or whatever. But at the end of the day, if you're jiving in that way, is it jibing or jiving? Jiving?
I think it's jiving.
Okay, jiving.
Jiving.
All right, if you're jiving in that space, you can conquer the world. But
You can achieve your change.
you can't. You can achieve your change. Exactly. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thanks, Janine, for another moment of another fabulous
Ah,
showing up for yourself and
thank
showing
you.
up for the peoples,
Thank you.
as we say. It was my pleasure. When we
Thank
get
you.
together next, again, for the magic of
Yes,
television
I know.
sequence coming up next, we'll really look at these core values and articulate them. So,
That
our
sounds
job,
great.
you and me, is to get that recording session. Hey, everybody. I'm Rebecca Gunter, your host of Business in the Raw. If you've been enjoying this show and you'd like something like this for yourself, I encourage you to check out my main man, Zach Rudy at Desert Dog Designs. He's been the driving force behind keeping this show exciting and interesting. In other words, he's taken a bunch of Zoom calls and turned them into something completely craveable. I love this show, and I love watching the show on the replay because Zach is bringing it to life. I encourage anybody out there who wants a platform and needs the support of someone who is doggedly effective, a joy to work with, and will take your media to the next level, run, don't walk to desertdogdesigns.com and check out my new best friend, Zach Bordeaux, and all that he has to offer rising entrepreneurs who are hell-bent on making a name for themselves. We're back to do some core values.
Exactly. I'm so excited about this
I'm excited
episode.
too.
Yeah, because yeah, we
This
walked
is
through quite a bit,
this
but
is where it hits you right where you live.
it
So
does.
based on our discovery that we did just mere moments ago on this television show, I've come up with just like an expansive laundry list of possible core values, which we
Sure.
shared with you in a Google Doc, and we're going to bring it up just momentarily.
Okay.
This is everything I could possibly like think of based on all of our conversations, heretofore, and then the discovery for core values. So anything that came to mind, just like in my creative brain, I just wrote it down. So we're going to look at them And really, our job today is around discernment. So, what I'd like to do is just get your gut response. And we're going to kind of start editing. We're going to start pulling our second ceilings. And our ultimate
Love
goal
it.
is to come up with no less than 5 and no more than 7.
Got it.
And the reason is that if everything is special, then nothing is special.
Exactly. When I saw the Google Doc, there was so much I wanted to embrace, and then there were others that really jumped out at me. So that's a good
Um,
thing. Yeah.
that's what a segue, Janine.
I know.
Let's do it.
Let's
I'm going to
do it.
share my screen with you and the Business in the Raw audience at home.
Yeah. It'll be
All
great.
right.
It'll be great to hear
Yeah.
what they think as well once we get this
I know.
rolling.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm going to read them all to you out loud, and then we're going to kind of go back at the top, and we'll just kind of take a chunk at a time. And it's really about no, yes, maybe. And through this process, we'll really just keep editing and honing until we have 5 to 7 that feel like chef's kiss. Represent you, represent your clients, represent your colleagues, represents your people, represents your team, something that everyone can believe in and rally around. Once we picked 5 to 7, then I will go back through the magic of television and write a little narrative piece for each one, like 2 or 3, like 2 or 3 sentences.
Oh, wow.
And
Yeah.
we'll get back together and I'll read those to you and we'll validate that that's what they are. And then you can use those core values in your marketing materials and sales calls. We can make hashtags out of them. They
Yeah.
become like core to your messaging.
Yeah. I love that. I feel it.
All
I'm
right.
ready to rock and roll.
Okay. Here we are in the doc,
Yes.
everybody. Do no harm. I mean, my God, that showed up everywhere.
Yeah. Yes.
Exude integrity. I'm just going to read them all to you, Janine, and then we're going to come back to the top.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, cool. Do no harm, exude integrity, be genuine, to thine own heart be pure, think holistically, seek balance, build rapport, be limitless, align with true beliefs, embody empathy, lead with curiosity, optimize open mindedness, embrace what's possible, gain common understanding, take a chance, cultivate diversity, listen deeply, let's make more pie, honor history, practice compassion, use your voice. Use your voice box, impact the future, build capability, live and let live, seek contributors, be more thoughtful, be a giver, find your people, find common ground, get your hands dirty. I love that one. Taste the freshness,
Me too.
honor homegrown, do what comes naturally, share what you grow. Care about people, find your tribe. Actually, tribe is problematic. It shouldn't be in there. Find your space,
Right.
spring forward, live in joy, start singing, be kind, choose joy, seek resolutions, be the change, sing out loud, receive joy, thriving over surviving, open up. What? That's a new cologne. That's the name of my new perfume. It's launching August 1st. Just kidding. Make music, share passion, choose joy, be yourself, hold safe space, live by divine design, defend ideals, infinitely regenerate, share stories and glories, power to the people, flourish.
Yeah, good gravy. I gotta tell you, Rebecca, there are many that jump out at me, and I know we have to go through the list again, but I can almost tell you visually where they rest. There's several near the top, there's several in the middle, and there's several at the end. And I probably need to hear them again. And I pull my, because you shared it with me.
Yeah, if you
Yeah,
want to, you're welcome to pull yours up.
yeah.
I'll just pull the document up and then I'll work
Okay.
highlighting like green, yellow, reds. Like
Yes.
if
Thank
there's
you.
any hard nose, kind of like find your tribe,
I
like
but
dated.
I remember and I was going to say tribe, but I said, find your people or something like that. And when I saw find your tribe, I knew that was related to that comment. So but that's cool. But I understand what you're saying. I mean, we want to be not only respectful but relevant to today's, not only language but what we know is true is not. Let's not do that. But we want to find people. We want to find our folks. We want to find our group, our jibe. Okay, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so let me get back into the document.
All right.
We'll just kind of take what's on the screen here.
Okay.
Starting
And
with do no harm and ending with lead with curiosity. And you can just pick as many as like are
okay, I will.
hell yeses. Don't worry about the 5 to 7 right now.
Okay.
We'll just keep iterating.
Thank you. To thine own heart be pure. And it's not like oh no, do no harm. Sorry.
That's
Do
okay.
no harm is number one. Well, I don't have to list them I don't have to enumerate them. All right. Do no harm. God, there's so many. Okay. I'm gonna to thine own heart be pure. Think holistically. So many. Okay. Let me just stop saying that. Embrace what's possible, but it seems like I need something else with it to ground it. Like embrace what's possible, like like it's almost like let's always think about what is. Let's embrace what's possible, but let's not toss away what we think is impossible. And I don't know how to say it, but I'll just leave it there.
Okay, I put that in yellow. So if we love the idea, but we just need to wordsmith it, then it'll be there. So anything like that, we're just gonna put in yellow where it's like, well, it's close.
Yeah.
But the fuck yes are in green.
Yeah, I like
the like possible babies are in yellow. And if there's anything that's like a hard no, we want to Reddit.
Got it.
Not Reddit, the social media.
I know exactly. Not that one.
Yeah.
And let me tell you what I have in mind as I'm going through this list is during our conversation last week, we talked about being whatever these core values, what they end up being is that no matter what happens with the company, no matter what happens with the organization, or people join us with, I can pivot with these same core values.
Exactly.
That they remain. So that's what I'm trying to keep in mind. So let me keep going. Get your hands dirty always.
I love that one.
Yes. Honor homegrown, and I'm not sure where it fits, but it resonates here. Share what you grow and know, though. So share what you know, but because I don't have to defend it right now.
Nope.
Okay, live in joy. We want to love what we're doing. There I go. Narrative. Okay, oh God. Be
You have so many values.
I know. I have so many values and I just want to get them all out. I want to talk about them all. I want to defend them all. Anyway, okay, so be kind.
Well, that is if everything is special, then nothing is special.
That's right. That's the rising thumbs up. Okay, so be kind. Seek resolutions. Sing out loud, and that could. And okay. Oh God, so many.
My God, where's
I know. Okay, and the last
there it
one.
is.
Oh, you see it? Oh, yeah. See,
yeah.
Okay. Infinitely regenerate. Oh my God, it's so many others. Yeah. So maybe as we go through, I may have. Yeah, I'll stop there.
Okay.
These are great. Let me tell you something. From that conversation, you really pulled down. I mean, I'm literally going to print that list out because it represents me in so many ways. And maybe not necessarily just for moving forward with a company, but just who I am at the core. So I saw it. It just lifted from the page. I was like, oh my God, she heard everything. You heard it. Yep.
What a soundbite, girl. Thank you.
That's true. All right. This is like a game show. Go.
You did
go.
Yeah,
exactly. You picked it up. You got it. That's it. This was hard. I gotta tell you, because you nailed some of these, and yep, that's a good one. But
thanks, lady.
You're good. Yeah, you're good. You're. I don't know.
You're a wonderful muse. Let's say that.
I'm
gonna share your stories and glories.
Oh my God! When I saw that one, it's just if anybody's watching and you see this list, you see this in progress, but yet you've heard us talk over the course of these last few sessions, drop into the into the what is it? Into
the comments. Drop into the comments.
Drop into the comments, as people say, because you may have seen something that I missed, but It is from the heart. It's the core of who I am. So I've selected, those core values that I think represent me. But now we got to do more hard work.
Yeah, now you're gonna have to really get in there.
Mm.
And Stephen King has this beautiful expression. I'm probably gonna get it wrong. It's like kill your babies or kill your darlings, meaning that when you're writing, sometimes you gotta lose the things you love for a stronger edit.
Yes,
So
yes.
that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, I love
Now you've
that.
got 12, and I got to get you down to 7. You're never going to get to 5, so we can just
I know.
abandon that right
Exactly.
now.
7 it is.
7 it is. To be fair, I have never not done all 7 with any
Okay.
client ever. So
These are
that's not even a thing.
okay.
The 5 isn't even a thing. But it takes the pressure off when you're like 7. I don't know.
Exactly. I don't know why. You could even said 8. I would have been like, "Oh no." Yeah. Not
Well,
8.
here you are with 12.
Nice.
So we got to edit some out.
Okay, gracious. To thine own heart be pure. Believe in what you
If to give you anything, I feel like "To thine own heart be pure" is fabulous, but it's not a core value as much
Yeah,
as it's a tagline.
exactly. And that's why I was about to add something to it. Yep. You're
Yeah, I mean,
right.
I really want like 2 or 3 words,
Got it.
not a phrase. Even some of them were like flourish was problematic because it wasn't anything. It was just a single word. When I was going
Yep.
to have to work on that, and then survive, thriving over surviving. I would have had to
Yeah.
make it because I want these to be action verbs. So
I
I
got
think
it.
this kind of helps to just maybe take that one out
Yeah.
and move it down to taglines.
I totally agree. And of course, now that I'm understanding the process as well, I feel less, I don't know, heartbroken that it went away.
Well,
But
it's down here, and look at this one: voice boxes for soap boxes.
I know.
That's a brochure. That's a brochure waiting to happen.
Do you okay. I'm gonna stick to it. I have so much to say. I wish you guys can see us after we finish. Okay, so because this is raw. This is business in the raw. So
Mhm.
we're just gonna keep this live. Okay, so I love do no harm. That regardless what happens, and at least for now, because perhaps all right, I'm not gonna talk my way out of it. All right.
I mean, it has shown up so many times.
I
It's
know.
on my notes at least 3 times, so I just can't imagine that this isn't here.
It is. It's do
And
no harm, man.
and I think it works really well for like on the client side because your clients are impact organizations and like
That's true.
soapboxy causes. So do no harm is really more awesome way of saying make the world a better
Better
place.
place.
But so it
Make
works for
it it works because it's so true. It's the soil.
exactly.
Yeah.
Ex-
Um,
exactly right.
and let's see. So think holistically could be. It doesn't have to be there because I think with all of the other nurturing that's going on, and I don't know, it may be left unsaid. It may still happen, or what am I trying to say?
It
It,
wouldn't. There's sometimes there are ones that are just kind of like a little redundant because that's kind of core values, right? So
it
like
is.
I feel like infinitely regenerate and
Oh
think
man.
holistically aren't that far apart. And that's why when we get back
Exactly.
together and I have the narrative written,
Yeah.
it's then you've got some like grounding language around it. So in that one, I would really kind of point it towards like a
Yes, I got you.
holistic framework.
I hear you, and I get it. So think holistically can go bye because it will appear somewhere if not even if we're not using those same words. I get you. I follow you. Embrace what's possible. I want to hold on to that for right now. Okay, keep your hands okay, so keep your hands dirty rises up to near yeah.
Now you keep saying I have get, but you keep saying keep, which I actually like better.
Oh, what did you say?
It just was get your hands dirty, but I like keep
Oh,
better because keep is like it's not just one time.
yeah.
It's like get your hands dirty, but then you can wash them off.
Yeah,
You're like
exactly.
keep your hands dirty, keep
Keep
working.
keep working.
You
Keep
elevated that one.
Oh, wow. Well, hey, you gave me the platform, so, it's true. Thank you for pinch hitting. Okay. Honor homegrown is but true. Honor homegrown. That speaks to let me put a pause on that.
Hmm.
Okay, so live in joy, that is important, and whether or not it stands the test of this process, um,
Joy came up so strongly.
Yeah,
I was like, we can't not have joy. That's why I was like, embrace joy, live in
yeah,
joy,
that
celebrate joy. Dude,
yes.
I have like 4 or 5 different joys in there. I can't imagine it's not going to have this one isn't going to be a contender, even if even if you don't like the live in part or
Right, but it's joy is there, and but it has to be it's like a story, or it's like permission, but I don't wanna feel as though these core values are giving anyone permission. It's just, "This is who I am, so you're okay to live in joy. You're okay to present yourself. You're okay to, yeah, present yourself in joy, to live in joy," but there are times when anyway, we're
here's a really good example of how this works in business
yeah,
with live in joy. So let me get back to our screen where we're looking at each other instead of
yeah,
just
I
the
know,
infinite screen share for
I
the
know.
folks at home. Let's just take live in joy. And you've got a project in front of you and you're trying to figure out how to approach it.
Mm,
And you've got kind of like, let's just say that the cause is an anti-smoking campaign
yeah,
because we talked a lot about that in this show.
mhm.
And you've got one kind of version of the project, which is like millions of people die every year because of cigarette smoking, blah, 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 blah. And then you've got another approach that is like, breathe, get your, capacity up, like enjoy the
Yeah.
world, like go for hikes, ride your bike again. Like they're really reductionist examples, but like those are two very strong
They're too j
approaches.
yes, they are.
And at this point, you're going to go live in joy
Live in joy.
and you're going to choose the positive campaign, or you'll have a
That's an
staff member who's coming to you and it's like, I want to do this kind of thing, or you're in some decision making crossroads, and core values allow you to like not control the conversation, but like
get
help
to
ground you, yeah,
yeah,
ground you in the conversation of like hashtag live and joy, or
yes,
maybe your assistant worked for you for 2 years and
yep,
now it's like gonna go off and do their own thing
yeah,
and is like so pained by the
yeah.
decision, and you could just be like
Live in joy, you
live in
got it.
joy.
God,
So
that's
it is really,
exactly it.
yeah.
It is core, and yeah, it is live in joy, and I love the anti-tobacco, I love both examples, but that it's not as though people will not smoke, but what happens when you don't or you quit? You can find you can
You live in
a little
joy.
bit. I don't know if you heard in Canada, I think it's Canada, they're starting to put, smoking, messages on each cigarette, not just on the package that, smoking is harmful to your health and blah, 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 on every cigarette. I think it's Canada, and
Isn't
I yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and then America's like little cigarettes are like visit www
Yeah,
dot.
yeah, yeah, exactly, right. If you really if you really if you really wanna make a difference if you really wanna live well, yeah, follow this website.
Exactly right. It's
Exactly.
presented by Verizon.
We're getting there. The US is getting there. If we could move be kind, that matters in the workplace. Just be freaking kind. Okay, and we'll see where it ends up, but it's so important. I mean, how many toxic workplaces exist? And if that's a core value, then from get-go, that other is not it's just not gonna work here. We gotta figure out a way. If we have situations you have situations all the time where you don't get along with someone, we better talk this out. Let's figure it out. Do we need to bring in a mediator? We're gonna figure it out. That's kind.
Hashtag be kind.
Hashtag
I'm just saying that's where a core value really can help you develop a company culture that is second to none.
yes, I
Be
agree with
kind.
you. Be
Exactly. What
kind.
would be if you're in decision making moments? Which one of these would be kind?
Yeah,
That
man.
one right there. Which one of those allows us to live in joy? Which one of
Y
those does no harm? Which one of those keeps our hands dirty? That's
yeah.
super important.
Oh my god. I might get to 5. I don't know because this is, like, happening.
And
They
the only one that's even kind of like cliche or,
Yep,
is be kind, but
yep. It needs to
like
be said.
it needs to be said. And again, for decision making purposes. And it stood out to you.
Yeah, it did. It totally did. Be kind. None of that, yeah, that BS I'm starting to,
Yeah,
yeah, it's,
exactly.
yeah, I'm not gonna go into, but
We have your voice in here. We have gardening, keep your
yep,
hands dirty. We have
mm,
social work that also gardening, root
yep,
resolutions.
yep, living in
It's social
joy,
just yeah,
yeah.
I'm for it. You
I'm
did the
for it.
thing.
Yeah, so those will work, right? I mean, those are out of all of those wonderful core values that represents who I am. These can be, I believe these will resonate with others as well. And you sort of, and not to sound aggressive, but you can call each other out on it and support each other using them, just like you
That's
said.
exactly right.
Yeah, yeah. Hey,
That's
live in joy. I love that about assistant. You know what? I hope that I have someone working with me. She's an assistant, and like you said, after 2 years or so, sometimes it happens in 1 year. I mean, hey, if you think that you're ready, live in joy. You have to do what works for you. But I hope to create an environment where you will want that that while you're there, you're living in sunshine. You're loving the rhythm, of the work and of the other people, that your colleagues, they can be across the world, literally, they don't yeah,
well, I can't see you having these core values and living these core values and creating such an amazing company culture that people aren't going to want to work for you for a long time. But
well, bravo, thank you.
you never know, you
You
never
never
know.
know.
And be kind, or live in joy and
Yep, they're real.
there.
They are real. And what was it?
This is-
Root resolutions? Yes.
And
Yeah. Go back to
alliterative. Woo!
yep.
My favorite.
I know. And we don't need that third one, root resolution, repeat. No. I mean, you don't need anything else. That's enough. I love
I agree.
alliteration.
I
Yeah.
agree. Me too. Okay. So
Okay.
my next job through the magic of television
Yes.
is to write just a small piece of narrative for each one of these, so that it just brings them to life for
Mm,
your marketing stuff and really communicates, what you're all about. So both those pieces I think are really important
I
to.
do too.
Both of those pieces are really important to building a company culture and building a brand. So
I'm so pleased.
after these messages.
That's right. We'll be
We'll be
right
right back.
back. But I'm cool, girl. I am so cool. I know who I am. I know who I am. I know who I am. So, anyway, I'm all good. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.
Me too. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Okay, you
I'm
ready? You
ready.
ready?
Yeah. Are you a SpongeBob mom? Probably not.
Oh, I sort of used to be. Why? What's up? Oh, I don't think I'm.
You no, when SpongeBob is going, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. That's you right
Yes,
now.
I do. Yes. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. You SpongeBob SquarePants.
Who li-
SquarePants. Yeah.
who lives in a pineapple under the sea.
Yes, he does. I don't know the rest. I never really. I
I know it
actually.
all. I know it all.
I bet.
Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? SpongeBob SquarePants. Absorbent and shit. No, I'm forgetting it. Lives in a pineapple under the sea. Absorbent and something, and yellow is he. Absorbent and porous, and yellow is he.
I'll put
SpongeBob
it.
SquarePants. If nautical nonsense be something you wish, SpongeBob SquarePants. Then flop on the deck and blub like a fish. SpongeBob SquarePants. SpongeBob SquarePants.
Well,
SpongeBob SquarePants.
very bravo, bravo! I only can pick up on the SpongeBob SquarePants.
I love the absorbent and porous and yellow is he.
That is
Like
very
what?
nice. Very
Whoever wrote those lyrics, man,
they
hats off.
they were built brilliant. It sounds like you, So
Yeah, yes, I am absorbent
no,
and
no, it sounds like
porous and yellow.
no, sounds like let me use my words. It sounds like something you would write. That sounds
uh,
really Rebecca Gunter. Yeah.
I guess that's why I'm so like hard for it.
All
All right, Miss Janine. Guess what?
right.
Through the magic of television,
Here we are.
here
Yeah.
we are. We've spent this delightful episode of Business in the Raw really honing in on your core values. On part one, we did a big discovery about what's important to you. In
Mm,
part two, we looked at a laundry list of just this endless scroll of possible core values, and you were
yes.
able to go in there with your scythe each and pick out your 7 that really meant a lot to you. So we identify what those 7 are. And now I've written just a little 1 or 2 sentences of narrative
Yeah.
to help ground what those core values are
Yeah.
and really kind of bring them to life in word, because you bring everything to life in song. So
Yeah.
how this will work is I will bring up the document, we will share it, and I'm just going to read them to you out loud.
Okay.
I'll read all of them and then respond back. We're going to make any course corrections in real time. So
Yes.
if there's something there that's like close but not quite right, this is the time.
Mm.
This is a great time and space to fix it.
Got it. That's
Shall we?
yes, shall we?
Shall we? All right. Let us get into it. I'm going to share my screen.
Charge.
Retreat!
I know.
Okay. Wunderbar. Let me give this
Ooh,
guy.
I say
Let
that
me
a
give the.
lot. Wunderbar. Mhm.
You do?
I
Aw.
do. Yeah.
Let's give this guy here. All right, so here we are. The core values, 7 of them. Do no harm, keep your hands dirty, live in joy, be kind,
Mm.
infinitely regenerate, honor your voice, and root resolutions.
Mm.
Now these are my interpretations of the vibe that I'm getting through the discovery, etc. So I may be off, but we're gonna get me right back on track if that is the case.
All right, let's go.
All right, let's do it. Do no harm. Life is hard enough. Let's do everything we can to not make it worse. This means using your powers and your voice for good.
That
Keep
settles
your
well. Mhm.
Oh, good. Keep your hands dirty. If you're truly doing the work, you've got your fingers deep in the dirt season after season. True transformation just doesn't come any other way, and that's why it's so damn delicious.
Oh, I won't comment yet. Mhm.
Okay. Live in joy. Embody the exaltation of being human, of being a human being. Wow, there's too many beings in here.
But we are
Uh,
beings. We are beings.
I know, but I've got 2
I know,
beings.
I know, I know, I know, I know. The exaltation of being human.
How about living
Oh, living.
as a human? There we
Oh,
go. As a human being alive in this world. Okay. Embody the exaltation of living as a human being alive in this wild and wondrous world. Do we want to read these one more time,
I
Janine?
would
Just one at
love
a
to.
time, and make sure that there's anything at all we want to correct.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it. I want to see them.
Okay.
And
All right.
can you make them a little bit
Uh,
bigger because I use my? Are you able?
Make the logo bigger. Yeah. Ready?
Just a little bit. I mean, you would think with these glasses that I could see like these words and beyond, but okay.
Absolutely. Let me just give them a good old boost here so
Okay.
that you and our TV audience can
Exactly.
read them with ease
Right. And I
while
would love
we.
for others just as you read them, what do they convey to you even about me or maybe to yourselves? I mean, that's kind of cool as well. I know they're probably saying this is about you. What? But okay.
Drop it in the comments, though,
Yeah,
Janine.
drop it in the comments.
You're so good at reminding everybody that the conversation is alive and well beyond
Yeah.
100 TV.
All right.
All right. Do no harm. Life is hard enough. Let's do everything we can to not make it worse. This means using your powers and your voice for good.
Check. I love it.
Awesome. Keep your hands dirty. If you're truly doing the work, you've got your fingers deep in the dirt, season after season.
Oh, I love that part.
True transformation just doesn't come any other way, and that's why it's so damn delicious.
Like nasturtium.
I mean, there's just nothing like what you pull right out of the ground.
There's
Like,
nothing.
I didn't have the. That's why it's so damn delicious. The first round
It,
that was an ad at the end, but it just to me was like, and that's why it's worth it.
that's right. Because you get to. It's the fruit of your labor,
And
right?
but it's the fruit of your labor, and it's more delicious than anything else you could buy anywhere else.
It is totally true.
So I mean, it's one thing if it's the fruit of your labor, but like, okay, I gotta pick that up at Whole Foods. Who gives a shit, But
Exactly. That's
when
right.
it's like so delicious, and you're
Yeah.
like, it was worth
It was worth it.
every toil and tendril, then yeah.
Can I say something really quick?
Of course.
I planted strawberries last year, got little baby harvest, and this year it kind of went crazy, right? So, of course, I've been trying to pick them. You got to pick them frequently enough, otherwise you'll be digging down and find a beautiful one, flip it over, and it looks like
Yeah.
throw it to the squirrels. So my daughter, who does not want any part of gardening, I've been picking them, putting them in the refrigerator, and then, she washes as she goes. She goes, "Mom," she said, "do you have any, are there gonna be any more, like, strawberries?" I said, "Strawberries, like, from the store? Are you ta—" And so she goes, "No, are you gonna be picking any more?" And I said, "I don't know. These are June bearing,
Hmm.
strawberries, and so the season is almost, for me, almost over." And so she goes, she said, she told me, she said she is actually able to taste the difference. And I know no one out there is saying, you're probably saying, "Yeah, well, duh." No, it's a eureka moment
It
because,
is.
right?
You're
It's a you
absolutely right.
damn. And it made me feel so good because, see, I know that, that. There's nothing like it. But when you think you're eating healthy, and I'm not knocking anyone who gets their veggies and fruit from the store, but to have that opportunity to grow it and then taste it, and the difference because you've been eating other foods, all along, and you're able to taste the difference. I mean, she was really kind of disappointed. So I gotta say, hands off to the deliciousness, because you can't get it anywhere else, not
You
like
can't
that.
get it in, not like that,
Not
baby.
like that.
Agreed. Okay, live in joy. This one is so important to you.
Yeah.
Embody the exaltation of living as a human being alive in this wild and wonderful and wondrous world. Attitude is everything and it's contagious. Hashtag Jubilation Nation.
It's truth. Truth.
We are a part of the Jubilation
Lead that
Nation.
nation. Oh, oh,
People
we
of the
are
world, people of the world are looking for a better way of life. We
we
are a
are
part
part
of
of the
Jubilation
Jubilation
Nation.
Nation. Yeah, yeah, exactly. We are a part of Jubilation. Wait, Jubilation Nation.
You got it. You
Yeah.
got it. Any notes on that one?
No, well, I'll tell you what the notes is that there is spot on. It is spot on, and but I love the word exaltation here, because you have to pause, to say it, and then you feel it.
Plus, it's got the spirit.
It
That's a word.
does.
That's a spiritual word. So I
It
wanted to make
does.
sure we had song in there, which actually I feel like we don't have as much song in there as I thought would show up.
I and
It's
you
in there. It's in there, but it's not as in there as the gardening stuff is.
Yes, and I won't say I would love, because I'm not asking that we change thing at all, because it didn't come up as
It
naturally, but it's
it's in
there.
two places.
Yes.
It's in kind of like it shows
It
up in the
where was it?
honor your voice part.
Yeah, sing out loud. Yep, sure is.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
And
and
then also using voices for good
y
is also here.
yeah, it is. Yeah, where did I see
So
that?
if you see that's up here
Yeah.
in do no harm
Oh, that's right, do
and,
no harm.
and your voice for good.
Yeah, and I just wanna say, there were times we were talking that, because I know that the voiceover business is not all about singing, I could easily go there and go deep about singing, but I did not want to distract from the vocal part of it, and singing is
Hmm.
using your vocals, but so, I think it's gonna permeate. I think it's gonna be there. It's there. It's present because it's a part of me. So
Yeah.
I think we'll make the connection between singing, or we'll find over time that singing needs to be somewhere elevated. I just don't, because it's who I am. I don't feel lost in these other words.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I was surprised it didn't emerge
Yeah.
more. It's almost like honor your voice could have been sing out loud because in a
Mhm.
way they're kind of the same idea.
Yeah.
But sing out loud is so like
It,
cliche and
it
honor your voice is so deep and
Yeah, it
like
is, it is.
powerful.
Yep, and no matter what your voice is, whether it is using vocals, and now I don't wanna wordsmith it, because it is what it is, and honestly, these words are the truth that I feel around, yes, singing, ooh, sorry, and, but voiceovers as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
I well let's just keep that in mind,
Okay,
for
thanks.
sure. I can sure absolutely see like taglines and things like that.
Mhm.
Kind of emergence around song or singing.
Yes.
Uh, okay, be kind. Follow the golden rule.
Mm.
Treat others as you wish to be treated with compassion and kindness. This includes how you treat yourself.
Yes, it is. Whole self-care is integrated here. because we can't present ourselves well in wellness, in truth, if we don't treat ourselves well. And I know it's hard to do, but it's something that I am, particularly now in my life, I'm focusing a lot on breathing, exercise, and the way you think, what goes in, to your
Your
mind,
mindset,
your mindset. Yep,
absolutely.
yep,
Absolutely. This one,
absolutely.
the golden rule is so important, but we often just think of it like, well, we're just going to be good people and treat other
Yeah,
people kindly, and then we
yeah,
treat ourselves like shit. So, um,
exactly.
I really wanted to put this in here that a friendly reminder that this includes yourself, and
Yeah,
we could even say a friendly reminder if we want.
yeah. You know what? Yeah.
Let's get to it.
Yeah, this is a friendly reminder. This includes yourself. Yeah. Follow the golden rule. Treat others as you wish to be treated with compassion and kindness. Friendly reminder. This includes yourself. A friendly reminder. Yeah, a friendly reminder. This includes yourself. Yeah, let's stop.
I agreed.
Yeah, that's it.
That was. It's just slightly more approachable
It
and slightly
is.
less momsplainy.
Yeah, you're so good. It's almost like, and don't forget to take care of yourself.
Friendly reminder, though.
That's it. I love friendly reminder. Exactly. It's like we're not forcing it on you, but there are some benefits to it. Yeah,
Yeah,
and we can talk
exactly.
about that.
And be friends to yourself. Be friend
Yep.
to yourself.
Yep.
Infinitely regenerate. Legacy. I love this one.
Me
Leg.
too.
I love this one. Legacy has no end date. We inherit it from our ancestors and we return it to the earth for a harvest our children will reap and recycle in abundance.
Abundance, absolutely. In abundance. Because when we reap it, what I saw when you read that, I thought, yeah, they reap it. We give it, they reap it, and then it continues.
That's why the recycle part I think
The
is important.
recycle. I do too. That that one, I don't know. I don't know. I need a T-shirt that has those words or something. I don't know because that's a message that carries you throughout life. If you believe in legacy and the importance, I should say, of legacy.
Agreed. And it's
Yeah.
not just something that started with you. You got it from the
I
ancestors.
sure did. I sure in the heck did. I
Mm,
immediately think of my grandfather, my grandmother, of course, my mother and father, but and then their parents. My grandfather's father and mom were. He was a preacher, you know, and I think about how that legacy impacted my life, and I can live my life in abundance and joy as a result of it. Truly.
as an infinite regeneration.
Yes. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? That's the
Ah,
value itself.
yes.
Infinitely regenerate.
Exactly.
Okay. Honor
Man.
your voice. Your
Yeah.
voice is an expression of purpose and power. Use it wisely. After all, something with such influence and inspiration is a gift from God.
Yeah.
Treat it accordingly. Hashtag sing out loud.
Yeah, there you go. Now that you know what? I don't know if we need to deal with sing anymore because this when used, I say appropriately, or when valued, when you need to step into this value, or hone this value, it speaks about singing. And that's sing out loud. That's singing your voice. That's singing the song of your life. Whatever. What is that song? It's a Gladys Knight song. This is the song that I sing about. This is the life or the love that I sing about. I think it is. I'll have to find it anyway. Your voice is an expression of purpose and power. Use it wisely. After all, something with such influence and inspiration is a gift from God. True. Treat it accordingly. Sing out, hashtag sing out loud. I love it. I love it. Yeah. Because if you don't honor your voice, whose voice are you honoring?
That's right.
I mean, who? Yeah.
And I do think that we've empowered humanity in this one, and we've also given up. And it's when we've really spoken about its power, we've also given it back to God because
Yeah, it
only
is.
something with such influence and inspiration could possibly be from any other source.
That's absolutely, absolutely right. And when I read this, I thought about that conversation we had when you were sort of pulling, prompting. What do you call this? Like, sort of tagging me, like Janine. And what does that mean? And what does that mean? And I was like, it's difficult for me to talk about something that's a gift from God, and it truly is. My voice, my singing, speaking, what I believe in, I consider them gifts from God. And to claim that was difficult as something that I own. But gosh, how strange is that? But He gave it to me to own and to use
So treat it accordingly.
and treat it accordingly. Love it. Love
Sing
it.
out loud.
Sing out loud.
All right.
I love them.
Root resolutions, baby.
Ah.
People are problem solvers by nature. Sink solutions deep into the soil and water them with good intentions.
Yes.
Soon, sunshine, hope, and happiness will spring eternal.
Yes.
I kind of almost like it doesn't read right, but I almost wanted sunshine to be like a nickname. Soon, sunshine, hope, and happiness will spring eternal. Like
Oh,
soon, honey bunny,
yeah, I
hope
get
and
it.
have.
It's the
So I'm not
capital.
sure.
It's the capital
Yeah, it's
sunshine.
exactly. And maybe if we moved
Oh, wow.
the semicolon, we could use a lowercase soon to
Mhm.
really put that in there.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so intention, yeah, and water them with good intentions. Soon, sunshine. It's like it's the continuing of the story. It's the continuance of this is what we know. We know that people are problem solvers. When you do this thing, soon, sunshine, hope and happiness will spring it eternal. I like that.
And also, you can't grow something you need soil and water. Like we have the soil and we have the water of good intentions, but
Yeah.
without the
Yeah,
sunshine,
that's right. It finishes
so
it. Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I totally agree, and I wanna say something, and you tell me what you think. So let's do this first, okay? Yeah, soon, sunshine. Yeah. I got a question. You know the one that we talk about, get your hands into the dirt? And
Mhm.
remember we had a conversation about, yeah, we know a lot of people don't like to call soil dirt or whatever. I actually think it's appropriate there as dirt. But I love the fact that we recognize that there are times when we call it soil and because we're tying that truly into yes gardening okay, whatever that thing and yeah tying that into it and then soon sunshine. I like that play on sunshine. I
I do
like that.
too.
Yeah, like you said, uh, soon sweetie, soon honey,
I
soon
know.
girl.
Listen to this, man. What if that was the name of your podcast? Soon Sunshine, and that's it. Just those two words. Or the name of like a newsletter, or
Okay.
I can see it on a coffee mug.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Hey, look at you.
Hey,
Hey.
oh, hey,
Hey.
oh. Okay, so full domain protection. Should I go back? I'm such a scaredy cat. You know why?
No, that's you need, dude. Telling
Yeah.
you, full domain protection. You need that,
Okay. Okay.
or
And then
you're literally gonna be like, I hate my life with all the emails.
I know.
Dear,
Now, would you get this? Build credibility with
no,
a. Okay.
no,
Thank you. Yeah, Janine at Soon Sunshine. No.
no,
Okay. No professional email. Okay.
nope.
Nope. So just keep
No
going. So
hosting. Yep, we're just buying the name and that's
just
it.
buy not just that's it.
Mhm.
Okay. Go daddy. Go daddy. Go
It's your
daddy.
birthday.
It's
It's your
your birthday.
birthday.
Oh my god, you are
I'm gonna
so you're
I'm gonna
so
pull that down before any credit card information or anything gets
okay.
recorded here. That's
All
all
right. Oh
good.
yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I've loved every bit of this process. All right. But this in particular, and I think it's because of the way that we've gone through it, sort of, hey, I want to get this particular episode done now, and then wanting the audience to be able to see the entire process. I think I felt I don't know, just more in tune with it, but I know a lot of it has to do with having gone through the positioning, gone through the discovery, because you can't get there without it, right? And then I think I wish I can hear you right now, but I know that I'm
Sorry,
busy talking.
we'd still be on like, is it gardening?
I
Is
know.
it a
Yeah.
community center? Is it this?
Yes. Yes. So to get here and to see those awesome core values that will speak beyond, the coffee mug will speak beyond, it will speak to the clients. And as you said, outside, I mean, internal as well as external. Yeah. I can roll with every last single one of those core values because they exemplify who I am. So what
That's
do you
awesome.
say?
That makes me so
You
happy.
are, thank you. Thank you.
My,
Thank you.
the honor is mine. The honor is mine. We will see everybody back here next week in episode 9 when we're
Yeah.
going to get some peer-to-peer support from 100 TV's signature voiceover artist Jody Krankel.
I cannot wait. And if
I
you
know.
guys want to check out who she is in advance, do so. She is phenomenal, phenomenal voice talent, and
All
just
around
yeah,
awesome person.
all around awesome person. See, A, all around awesome P. Oh, A. Anyway, stop.
All right.
Okay.
So I'm gonna end this recording.
All right. Yay.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Whew, those are hot. Janine's 7 core values speak directly to who she is as a person and as an entrepreneur, and will serve as a beacon for anyone who wants to do business with the Janine Sound experience. Join us for episode 9 when we get some peer-to-peer support from Jody Kringle, who will help us unpack just what is a voiceover business. What are the things we need to know? What are the trends Jody's seeing? What are the things we need to be paying attention to as we launch this incredible business on behalf of Janine and the world? We'll see you at episode 9 on Business in the Raw. Hey everybody, I'm Rebecca Gunter, and you're watching episode 8, Values, Core. Woo! Those are hot. 7. Woo!